Okay, we do approximation of integrals. Midpoint rules, Simpson's rule, trapezoidal rules. Suppose we are computing the approximation of from 0 to 2 of the function f(x) is 1 over x squared dx. Okay, what do we have? Let us compute it from 1 to 2. From 1 to 2, okay? What we need to do and the number of intervals is 4, right? This is 1, then this will be, this is 2, then delta x is what? The difference between these two divided by n, which is 4, right? It will be a quarter here, right? Therefore, this will be 5 over 4, 3 over 2, right? And 7 over 4 and 2, okay? The midpoint rule is this guy, okay? We know that this integral is approximated by this guy. So the midpoint rule, we need to find the midpoints here, which is this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, right? What are they? So here is 1 plus 1 over 8. It will be 9 over 8, okay? And here, it will be 9 over 8 plus what? Plus delta x. 9 over 8 plus 2 over 8, it will be 11 over 8. Are we good? And here, this point will be 11 over 8 plus delta x, right? It will be 11 over 8 plus delta x here is 1 over 4 or 2 over 8, right? It will be 13 over 8, okay? And here, this guy will be 13 over 8 plus 2 over 8, right? It will be 15 over 8, right? That's it. These are all the midpoints, okay? And this formula implies that the midpoint rule I will be this guy, and it is delta x times f at x1 here, which is 8 over 9 over 8 plus f of 11 over 8, right, plus f of 13 over 8 plus f of 15 over 8. Okay? And the function f here is given as this in this form. Therefore, delta x here is 1 over 4. Just write it here. Delta x is 1 over 4. F of 1 over 8, 9 over 8 will be 1 over the input square, which is 9 over 8 squared, plus 1 over 11 over 8 squared, plus 1 over 13 over 8 squared, plus 1 over 15 over 8 squared. Okay, it is 1 over 4. It is so 1 over 9 squared divided by 8 squared plus 1 over 11 squared over 8 squared plus 1 over 13 squared divided by 8 squared, right? The power rule. Plus 1 over 15 squared over 8 squared. So a fraction to the power 2 with each of the numerator and denominator square. So now from here, 1 divided by a fraction here, which will be 1 times the reciprocal of this one, which is 8 squared divided by 9 squared, right? The same story, the second terms, so we don't have to write the number 1 here again. We can write it 8 squared over 11 squared plus 8 squared over 13 squared plus 8 squared over 15 squared. Okay, and all of them, it has the common factor here, the like term, which is 8 squared. We can factor it out. Inside that will be 1 over 9 squared plus 1 over 11 squared plus 1 over 13 squared plus 1 over 15 squared. Okay? Use your calculator to compute it. But let me simplify it one more step. 8 times 4 will be 2. 2, it will be 16. Here, 1 over 81 plus 1 over 121 plus 1 over 13 squared will be 169. 15 squared will be 225. Okay. Yeah. Do your computation and get the final result. In the exams, you can leave it here. I'm fine with that. Or if you use your calculator, you can approximate that the best you want. You can. Okay, that is the midpoint rule. And then we need to do the Simpson rule. Okay, what does it say? It says that we can write this guy is sum of this. Beautiful. Here, and this guy here, let us copy it. Okay, it means that I will be delta x over 3. Okay, this is x0, x1, x2, x3, x4. Okay, and the coefficient will follow this rule. First one will be 1, and then 4 times this, 2 times this, 4 times this, and the last one will be 1. Okay, just this order, this rule. Okay, now substitute here. What do we have? Delta here, it would be 1/2. 1/2 divided by 3 will be 1/6. F of x0 in this case is 1, plus 4 times f of x1, which is 5/4, plus 2 times 3/2, plus 4 times f x3, which is 7/4, plus the last one is f of 2. Okay, it is 1/6. F of 1, f is 1/x squared, which is 1/1 squared, plus 4 times 1/5/4 squared, plus 2 times 1/3/2 squared here, plus 4 times 1/7/4 squared, plus 1 times 1/2 squared. Okay, simplify it. 1/6. This is 1 divided by 1 is 1. Here plus 4 times, and yeah, 1 times the reciprocal of this, it will be 4 squared over 5 squared plus 2 times 2 squared over 3 squared plus 4 times 4 squared over 7 squared plus 1, we don't have to write it again, it is 1/4. Okay, simplify it. 1/6, it is 1 plus 416 times 4, right? It will be 64/25. Here it will be 8/9 plus here 64/49 plus 1/4, right? Okay. So use your calculator to add them up. In the exams, I'm good with this result. Okay. Add them up. Yeah, it's a little bit longer. That's fine. We can stop here for this one. And the last one. Oh, yeah. 1/4. I was thinking about 1/2. My bad. So it should be 1/4 divided by 3. It will be 1/12. Thank you, Zachary. Yeah, very good. I was thinking about 1/2. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, good job. Okay, great. So the last one is what is it? The trapezoidal rule. And here is the trapezoidal rule, right? Delta x over 2, and the coefficient of them will be 1, 2 to the 2, 1 at the end, right? So I will be delta x over 2, the same story, f of x0, which is 1, plus 2 times f of x1, which is all things here. Let us just copy it. Okay, but remember the coefficient here is changed. They are all 2. Okay, then the same story. It will be 1/4 divided by 2. It will be 1/8. Right, and here it would be 1 plus 2 times 1 over. Let us do it slowly. It is f of 1 plus 2 times f of 5/4, right? 5/4 and 3/2 plus 2f of 7/2, 7/4 plus 1 f of 2. It is 1/1 squared plus 2 times 1/5/4 squared. Excuse me. 1/3/2 squared plus 2 1/7/4 squared plus 1/2 squared, which is 1/8. 1 plus 2 times 4 squared over 5 squared plus 2 times 4. No, it's not 4 squared, but oh yes, 4 squared. It is 2 squared here over 3 squared plus 2 times 4 squared over 7 squared plus 1/4. Yeah, same story. Summarize it yourself. Pick them up. That's all about the second 10.